Hi everybody. Today I am going to be showing you in detail the different parts of one of the lighting instruments that we have at school. I brought it home to show you guys. And so I'm gonna talk a little bit about like what kind of light this is, and then I'll go through the different parts. So this light right here is called a ETC, that's the brand, Source 4 ERS. And so Source 4 is also just like part of the name. And then ERS stands for ellipsoidal reflector spotlight. So this is a type of spotlight. And so if you think back to our school, if you think about that metal bar that's out in the cafeteria that points the lights towards the stage, that metal bar is called an electric, and that metal bar has all ETC Source 4s on it. And so they're really powerful instruments. They're able to light up, very large areas on our stage, because of its size, and they're one of the more common instruments that we have at McNair at our school. And so what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to show you and talk to you about the different parts of it from top to bottom. So I'm gonna turn this on its side really quick so you can get a better look at it. So this part of the instrument that I have my hand on right now, this is called the C-clamp. And so the C-clamp is how you attach a light to the electric. And so how it would work is if I had a metal bar up here like this, the C-clamp would attach here, and we would tighten it with using a wrench, but I'm just using my hands right now since I don't have a bar or anything to show you on. You would attach it using the C-clamp and this little kind of like screw type thing here. Our next part that we're going to talk about is you're going then from the C-clamp to the yoke. And so the yoke of the instrument, this is going to be what attaches your C-clamp to the rest of your actual lighting instrument. And so let me get this C-clamp out of the way. There's a little knob here, and you move it by like tightening it or loosening it. And then that is gonna help control, this little knob is gonna help control what angle your light is pointing. And so up here, when we get to this back part of the lamp, this is going to be the lamp housing. And so the lamp housing is where the actual light bulb to the light goes. Now this one, it would be right in here in these spaces. So this one actually does not have a lamp inside of it. The lamp actually shattered inside this instrument, which is why I had to take it down. And so I don't have a lamp to show you, which actually it's probably kind of good that I don't, because you're not supposed to touch lamps. Like you could really, really damage a lamp just by even your fingers touching it. So, I don't have one to show you today, but this is where it would go. And then you can see the little hole where like it fits inside right there. And so that is where your actual lamp would go. And that's what we call the light bulbs for these instruments. We call them lamps. And so we're going to, excuse me. Sorry guys, it's giving me kind of a hard time here. I don't know what. There we go. I didn't have it latched on correctly. And so now we're going to go to the lower parts of the instrument. Got to make sure everything stays in because I don't want to break anything here. Ooh. Okay. So now we're going to be turning this instrument a little bit more on its side. Or no, we'll leave it like this for right now. I'll turn it on its side in a minute. So as we get to this like middle part of the instrument, these are called the shutters. And so the shutters are something that helps to change the distribution of the light. And so the shutters, if you've ever heard the word shutters before, shutters are something that you probably have heard of that have to do with like windows. And it's kind of like, it helps to keep the light out. And that's pretty much exactly what these shutters on this instrument do too. If you pull them all out, you're gonna get your full pool of light. You're gonna see like as much light as possible. And it's gonna be in a rounded, more round type shape. If you push these shutters in, depending on how much or in what direction, you can change the shape of the light to be more square. You can make that circle a bit smaller if you want to, or if you push them in completely, that's going to eliminate any light from coming through, because these shutters are basically like metal plates that close and color. Let's see if we can see them here in the lens. So here it is, and I don't think y'all can see that, but basically if you were to get in really close here, you would be able to see actually where those shutters are like coming in and closing off the light. So then in this bottom half, you saw just in the camera right now, the camera screen, let me show you again right there. So if you look inside, you can actually see the glass piece, the lens. And so the lens is what actually helps to spread out the light that's coming out of that lamp. And so another way that you can kind of change the light is your focus. And so your focus, just like with a camera lens that you would like turn it to get to make the image a little bit more sharper or more fuzzy, this lens does the same thing. So by turning this little knob here at the top or on the side, depending on how you're holding the instrument, it moves the lens in and out. And that is either going to sharpen or make more fuzzy. And so that's how you would get those really like sharp lines that you see on stage sometimes, those like very, very sharp, clear circles, versus if you wanted, for whatever reason, a little bit more of a softer effect. And so the last couple of parts that we're gonna talk about today are right here by the very, very end, or oops. Right here, it's okay, it's just the shutters. Right here, I don't know if hopefully you guys can see. Right here, there's this little metal kind of like clip right here. That clip is called a gel clip. And so what you would do is you push it in to open it. You would take a metal plate and you would slide it in here. And if you put a gel here in the front, that is how you would change the color in this light. So if you think back to our lights on stage, sometimes I have lights in there that are colored, red, blue, green. That's how I accomplish that. Is you slide in, it's like a little metal frame, you put your gel in there. Your gel is gonna be kind of like a piece of cellophane type material. It's not cellophane, but it's like a plastic, a clear, like almost plastic type thing. And you're putting it in here, and then you're clipping it in so that it doesn't fall out. And then that is gonna change the color of the light for you. Otherwise, the light is just gonna be like a regular white light coming out. And then the last way that you can kind of change or adjust what your light looks like is if you look right up here. So I'm gonna try and get a bit closer to you guys. So if you look right in here, you'll see this kind of like slot, this like little gap in between the shutter and the lens down here. And so what that is that is going to be where you would put in your gobo. And so basically what a gobo is, I'm gonna go off camera real quick and grab the one that I made for your next assignment. And so a gobo is basically a little piece of metal. This is not a real gobo. This is one that I made as an example. But it's a little piece of metal that has like a pattern or a design on it. There's a certain little frame that you stick it in, and you would be able to slide it right in here into this little hole. And then that would change the shape of your light to whatever your gobo is. So your gobo could be a pattern, it could be words, it can be an image or a symbol, just depending on what you were trying to show with your light. And so what you guys are going to be doing is, for your next assignment, is you are going to be creating a design for your own gobo. So if you hop on over to the Google Slides presentation, you will be able to see the full instructions of how to do that. I hope you enjoyed this little demo, this little video about the different parts of this instrument. Make sure you take the quiz that goes along with this video. All right, guys, have fun. See you later.